welcome
That
back.
wasn't very nice. Tom, that's not how you count down. That's just rude.
So welcome back to the Second Breakfast Club. We are back with our lovely players here. Is everybody ready to roll some dice?
Indeed.
Where is
I've
that
got a
bird
dice
with
roller.
coming from?
This is how dice rolling works, right? I put the dice in the bear. It goes to charge. And there I go. That's how.
How's that working for you?
3 natural ones.
Awesome, perfect. Sounds like they're doing great.
It's a bit jarring though, so.
It's a bit
Yeah, a bit unbearable.
Come on, we have to start off with a pun.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
We really don't.
don't.
Okay, so who wants to do a recap from last week?
Not it.
I was gonna say the one that was most affected of the events of last week.
I am. No.
Last week.
No.
Last time.
Last time.
Week. No, 2 weeks.
I almost said second breakfast grub,
Probably.
which is also. I wasn't here for Benefit Day.
So
I wasn't
we
here for Benefit Day.
Nothing like being out sick on your own day.
we had arrived in Dwartholm where we discovered that Baelathor was actually a really pretty big deal there. It was kind of overwhelming just how big of a deal, as there was a day dedicated to him, which was unfortunate that you couldn't make it, Andres, on that particular day. My memory's a little foggy of what else went on there, but from there we moved on, except for the Sean Connery dwarf. We moved on from there to get to Amalar, where we were dreading, at least me and Jade were dreading, a certain meeting with a certain corrupt leader of the guild. And from there, the party split. Tosha and Curiosity ended up going one direction, and the rest went the other direction to a tavern called the Grimacing Griffin, was it?
The Grimacing Griffin.
After Tosha got caught, she left and went to join back the rest of the group, and Curiosity ended up meeting Leon, a despicable and awful person. I'm not really sure he was a person, even. No one can be that kind of a monstrosity and be called a person.
Just keep watching to find out one day.
No, thank you. And on the other side, upon entering the Grimacing Griffin, we were met with a few assholes, city guard, who were completely rude to Joran, and at least one of them was. He kept saying some hurtful things, and so a fight broke out. And he was banished, and he came back a little bit jarred, but, still a fight broke out, and we fought them for a while. On the other end, Curiosity was having a very tense and troubling meal with Leon, and Leon was just basically toying with Curiosity until eventually all horror broke loose, and Curiosity's one of their fathers showed up to help, but instead got caught in a fight with, what was it, Warforged? Or Knights, or...
They were a pair of Warforged.
Okay. And upon being taken to the, what was it called? The fridge, essentially. The meat locker,
Right.
with a mimic chair called, what was it?
Cuddles.
Cuddles. Upon being taken into the meat locker, Curiosity finds out that the other father was actually there, hanging on a meat hook in pieces, with lots of other pieces missing. Throughout the events, Curiosity ended up losing a finger, and ended up watching their father's arm get torn off his body the live father, and also I don't remember what exactly the small jade thing was. I think it was at the hilt of a sword or something.
It was an orb. It was a jade
Orb.
eye.
Yeah, a
Gotcha.
spellcasting focus was my impression.
Definitely looked
And-
like it.
And Leon
figure.
specifically targeted that jade. Jade.
Yeah. Look, the whole fucking session was targeting Jade, quite frankly. So, you know.
We're quite honestly
Yeah.
jaded by now.
Yeah.
Always have been.
Upon destroying that little jade, I forgot what creature came out of it exactly. What was it?
A lesser fiend,
something.
a little one.
A fiend came out of it, making this sort of motion to Curiosity's father before disappearing.
When I watched the thing, I was pretty sure it was like.
It might as well have. It could have. I mean, why not? And then essentially after being quote unquote kicked out of the mansion, Curiosity then called out to Tosha via sending stone for help, and that was where we left off.
You guys made a new friend in the inn.
We did. I'm sorry. We did make a new friend. I'm sorry. I was more focusing on the Curiosity side of the story.
Right.
I want to focus on our new friend, quite frankly. I'm quite happy not to
Sorry.
talk about me.
Throughout the bar fight, the rest of the crew got a little bit of help from an interesting character, a drow, that ended up being in the inn as well. Not drow? Dark elf?
Shadow.
Shadow. I don't know. I don't know what that is, so I'm very confused.
That's right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know all the races that exist.
All
in the
you
D&D
Underdark
world.
people look alike to me.
Hey, I only know a selected amount. That's I'd never said that. I never said that. I just Okay. So yeah, we came across a new person who helped us, who was actually opposed to the current ruling of the city, and wondered what us newcomers, quote unquote, felt about how things are being run here. And when finding out that we also had problems with the way things were going, they decided to, help. And we're gonna sort of see what we're gonna do about this new management. And that's where we left off.
That is highly accurate. Awesome. So, I think that the best place for us to start would be with you at the tavern. What do you think?
Sounds like a great idea.
Okay, great.
When could you let us know if we haven't already, or if I haven't already heard Curiosity calling out?
Yeah, I'll make sure to point that out to you.
Okay.
Since both of these things were sort of happening at the same pace,
Yeah.
technically right now in the exact lineup of things, Curiosity has not gotten out of the meat locker yet, as far as timeline goes. So you are probably about 10 to 15 minutes before that.
Okay.
So these guards you have severely whomped, and then you have several other members of the Thieves Guild that have all been dimension dooring their way out of here as quickly as possible. But you have successfully detained one of them.
And there was some severe questioning going on with that.
That's right.
What was that? You cut off.
What address?
Which one?
Everything you said cut off.
Me?
Yes, you.
Okay. Well, I said simply that Bellifer was just still in the back, just taking notes.
Right.
Just watching the situation unfold.
Yeah, as generally, Amalar has been a peaceful, like kind and sort of awesome city to go to. This is a massive change and something that definitely needs to be cataloged. So it makes perfect sense. The Bale Thor would be like, yes, go ahead, fight, do your thing. I've got to make sure that I've got all these notes down.
Somebody's got to put it down in history.
So
Okay.
yes, you have gained a questionable ally, and you have in your possession right now, aside from several very scared bargoers, a singular member of the Thieves Guild who is trying very desperately to get away from you.
Hadn't we tied him up already? I remember Joran
tied
pulling
him
the
up,
rope
yeah.
a little too tight. Yeah.
That's right. You
Yeah.
did tie him up.
Yeah.
You did tie him up.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your plan?
So we were gonna stay here, wait for Curiosity to show up again, because this is where we said we'd meet.
Mhm.
So I guess we should
say
just...
we'd meet here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we should maybe get a room or something for each of us.
I'd rather have my own room.
I'm just gonna say maybe wait on that for a second. Doesn't seem like a very busy place, so I don't think we got to worry about waiting too long or anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably more to the point, we need to figure out exactly what our to-do list is here. What's the order? There's a lot of people that we need to help, and I don't exactly know what order we want to tackle this in. So I think while we're waiting here to maybe kind of discuss what the plan is not a bad idea.
We rescue Curiosity. That's
We don't know
seems
that
like a good
Curiosity's in
enough
trouble.
plan.
We don't know that Curiosity's in trouble yet. Out of character.
Don't we?
I think there's a pretty good chance there is, but they gave the letter. I think we gotta respect their wishes in this. It's their father at stake here. So if they don't want us to get involved, the question becomes: do we respect their wishes, or do we think that we know better?
I tried going after them as secretly as I could, but it's pretty well guarded and secure where they are.
Well,
so it's gonna be rough going in, but
worst case scenario, go through the front door.
worst case scenario, Curiosity's dead.
And yeah, I mean, in that case, maybe we got a little avenging to do, and maybe try and recover a body or something for resurrection. There's a lot of clerics around here. I think we could probably do that.
How long has it been since I left the mansion? Or vicinity of the mansion, rather?
Probably about 35, maybe 40 minutes.
Tosha has not got the sending yet, eh?
Hasn't been especially long. It's just been a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is this pre or post sending from our timeline?
Pre-sending.
This is
Pre-sending. Okay.
Hello, new person. My name is Joran. What's your name? Anna.
Is that me now?
That's you.
My name is Silks.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Great. It's not awkward at all right now. I'll be over there. I walk to the bar and order water. And just stand there, doing nothing, not looking back, cause... Yeah, no.
Does Joron
the,
have a visible blush
No, he's
or whatever
just...
the equivalent is?
Nah. He
Yeah, you
doesn't
probably
know.
couldn't see him blush.
He's too tall. No, he doesn't know how to handle new people.
He's too tall.
So, Silks, is it? That's, so, kind of, I guess with this whole, corrupt, thuggish government you got going on here, is there like a resistance to that, or are they pretty well, it's stable, they're in control?
DM, is there an actual resistance that I would be a part of, or am I like kind of on my own?
Yeah, there isn't any type of resistance that's been raised inside the city that you know of. The city itself has been more or less taken over. It's no longer like there's nobody resisting. Nobody left, as far as you're aware.
And then, what? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You're fine.
Oh, I guess we don't know it. You can tell us. I acted like he answered the question, but yeah.
Yeah. So there's no resistance in the city. There's a couple of us on the side of our patron that wants to change things and turn this city back to what it was, for various reasons, depending on what your goals are. But for the most part, we're all working individually, I would say, to make this better. It's a nightmare, and we need to end it.
All right, and so, and then what kind of news do you guys have of, Pretoria and whatnot?
DM,
That's not something that actually you would actually know anything about.
Okay. I don't actually know what you're talking about.
Oh, so yeah, so Amalar's at war with Pretoria. They got an army marching this way.
So is this an army that is good?
We haven't looked into that yet. I'm not really sure.
I have a question, actually.
Yeah.
Did we ever hear the words Pretoria is marching on Amalar for war? Like they are planning an attack?
I don't know if I shared it freely. I know I talked to Joran about it.
Because I'm starting to suspect that maybe it's not actually a war. Maybe the numbers are coming in like for whatever's going on here, not against. So I don't know if there was no actual... This is out of character. If there was no actual mention...
Oh,
they're
hey, out of character. I'm very curious as well about whether or not it's Amalar's fault they're at war, and maybe Pretoria's the good guy in the situation. But
yeah, I believe you generally thought that it was the other way around before you got here.
Yeah, but now that it's so corrupt and horrible, I'm like, oh, maybe not.
But what I'm also thinking is, what if it's not if it was mentioned that it was an actual war, that there was an attack that's going to happen, or if it was just that people saw the army marching towards Amalar and assumed that they were planning an attack. What if the army is coming in to rally whoever may have paid them off or something?
Oh, I heard it as a war from who I was talking to.
DM, ODM, my great DM. Do I know why Pretoria would go to war?
Pretoria considers themselves to be the protectors of this entire continent, sometimes against other people's will, but they believe that they know better than everyone else as to what a real threat is. They are warriors born and warriors bred, and not a single one of them would go to war for anything less than something very important.
I turn around with my water. Well, actually, Pretoria
wouldn't
go to war just for anything. It's like to call themselves the protectors of this land, and they it has to be a good reason for them to actually go to war. So actually, yeah.
So that's a little enlightening. So then the second part of kind of all this stuff is then we probably don't have enough time to overthrow a king just at this exact moment. So I'm wondering if we should focus on figuring out what's going on, maybe set some things in motion while we get help from the people we came here to see in the first place, to see if they can help fix the veil. Because I think that's probably a more pressing threat. There's probably, we probably got a few weeks at least before there's an actual war we have to stop. So
We could go say hi to the army.
I don't see that really going very well.
That genuinely does seem like a good idea to you, Joran, as somebody who was born and raised around the Praetorian Knights. I mean, you're used to that kind of thing. But yeah, everybody else would see that as being a bad thing because they're generally looked at as being like dominant, warlike, beastly type of people.
They're quite nice actually. They're not that scary warriors.
Yeah, I just don't see them sharing any valuable military secrets with a group of people from Amalar that very very much could be spies. So
Well, I am from Pretoria.
even more of a reason for them to think maybe you're a spy. Have you been there for a while? Haven't you been out and about roam in foreign lands?
I was about
Last time you were in Pretoria was close to 10 years ago.
about 10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, probably just just showing up, magically appearing in the middle of an army and going, "Hey, exactly what are your plans? And can we maybe talk about this whole thing with like your general or something?" I don't think would go very well.
Well, you're such a Debbie Downer. You could always try.
I'm sure we can, and I'm sure we could get out of it if anything went down. But I'm pretty confident that we could escape as long as we stay together. But I think maybe we should. They're not going to be able to help with the veil, and I think maybe that's what we should focus on, first, unless other people think otherwise. Oh, also, by the way, a Draco Lich attacked the veil. I don't know. You probably haven't heard about it. It just happened like last night. And like a whole bunch of druids, like most of the druids are like unconscious and stuff. And so we're a little concerned that like, normal human-like life, kind of the mortal races, that they may all die because of this stuff. So yeah, we're kind of working on that right now. I don't know if that'd be something you'd be interested in helping us with, in exchange, clearly we would come help liberate your homeland and whatnot. To be fair, we're going to do that even if you don't say yes, because clearly we can't let this kind of government stay in place. I'm kind of rambling, so there's a lot going on. I'm just going to kind of read some books here for a minute. I'll listen. I'll listen in case there's something going on, but I'll let other people talk here. I feel like I'm going on just to, what? I'm still rambling. So, okay, I'm done.
GM, what I know about this?
About the
veil
part?
And the druids? Is that something I would be aware of?
That's not something you would be aware of because all of that happened while you were here in the city. And the city hasn't really taken any stance on it yet. So it's not something... They have... What you've seen so far since you got here is that they've tended to sort of control all of the different types of communication that's coming in and out of the city very strictly. So sometimes something might happen outside in the world that then takes months to get here, where other times it might happen and it gets through immediately. It really just depends on whether or not it suits them.
Okay.
We still need to unveil the details of that situation.
At this moment, a rather large cat hops up on your shoulder, curls its tail around your neck, and sits down, Silks.
Do I know whose cat this is, or?
That's not a cat you've seen before.
So does anyone know whose cat this is?
Is it the cat? Is it Mittens?
It's Mittens.
That's mine, actually.
Okay, is it safe?
Oh.
Never. But it's friendly.
Okay, I just let it do its thing. I kind of pet it a little bit.
I despise that cat.
It might write something into you. Like, the stuff around Bellathor kind of likes to write on itself.
Write on itself, like in its fur.
No. Like, there was this pen. It was like writing, and no
Okay,
one.
and we're
was
gonna get
using
away
it.
from you guys for just a second. As Joran continues the long explanation of what's going on. Okay, so curiosity.
Duh. Yes.
You have major way out of, well, I can't say out of harm's way, but definitely out of the counting house.
Sure.
And you are now on your own on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hiding in the shadow of the old butcher's shop, as you've done a million times before in your youth, you hear a rustling behind the boards of the boarded up windows. They appear to be empty and lifeless, filled with just unending darkness within. But then you see a pair of shuttered yellow eyes blink into the darkness, bloodshot, fierce, and stare out at you. Things are looking grim for you, my dear. This city once had lots of promise, but now I've never seen a place with so much coin be so poor.
I just got back, so
Oh, that would explain why they do not see you around these parts.
not for a long time.
You looked beleaguered, tired.
You are very perceptive, and I start pulling a bandage out of my bag and start wrapping my hand.
You can hear a subtle hissing in its speech. Oh, that looks bad. Too bad old Gom isn't around anymore.
You knew gone?
I know lots of things.
Do you know something you wish to tell me?
Perhaps. Perhaps. Come to the place where your path began. I will be waiting with as many answers as you dare to take from me.
Oh, okay.
and with the sudden smell of sulfur, the eyes are gone.
Oh, always a good sign. Always a good sign. Do I have the faintest? Well, I've got an idea of what that means. Does curiosity get that? Does curiosity understand what that fucking riddle is? Jade has ideas, but
Well, that is something that you need to roll insight for.
okay. Oh, Christ! Why did I decide to do this to my hand just for the sake of drama?
Oh no, my dice rolling hand.
Well, in all seriousness, it is my dice rolling hand. So if I roll like shit, I'm going to blame the fact that I'm using my left hand.
Have you shown your injuries to the camera? That's right, folks at home. Real method acting going on here.
I'm getting super bad echo from somebody. I don't know who it is, but I thought I'd mention it in case it's being picked up on stream too. So...
The easiest way to manage that is like this.
Oh God.
Or a cigar cutter.
Yeah, I don't know whose it is, but I'm getting bleed off somebody. That is 15.
15. Okay. Mm, 15, you would know that it is likely not a place that you have been in quite a long time. It is almost definitely the place that started this whole journey for you. This runaway from your home, this path of enlightenment and terror. You are definitely needing to go back to the house of the former Thieves Guild leader.
Okay. That hissing voiced person didn't give me a time frame, did they?
Nope.
Okay. Are we still saying that my last message did go through, or
As far as you are aware, your last message did go through, but you have gotten no response.
okay? Then I will, feeling a bit calmer, having like run a whole bunch. You know, adrenaline can be very cleansing like that.
Right. And it's definitely good for that wound.
Yeah, definitely elevated blood pressure. So good for fresh wounds, even if you did badly attempt to cauterize it on a stovetop before you left. I didn't roll a medicine check. I probably did a bad job. I will. Are sending stones once a day, or are they?
No, you can activate it more than once in a day.
Okay, then I will activate it again, and I will say, Tosha, I am not fine. Fine would be a lie. I will be okay. I need to go do a thing. I will go to my father's house, my apartment. I will meet you there. Be sneaky. And then I will, I guess, head to Gon's old house.
Okay. So we will cut back over to the rest of you as Joran finishes out his description of what was going on.
And that is how we got the self-writing pen back to Belethor.
That's right. In fairness, there is one writing here right now. He could have just shown you this.
Oh yeah, he's got one always with him.
If you look over at what the pen is writing, it actually is writing Joran, quote, he's always got one with him, end quote.
And the remark, which is not false.
Right. Asterisk, which is not false. Fantastic. And it is at this moment, Tasha, that you get some messages.
Do I hear the first part? The I fucked up and all that?
Yeah, the first one comes in first, and then immediately afterwards you get the second one.
And can I in my panic, can I tell that in the second one curiosity sounds a little less frantic?
Make an insight check.
With
Alright.
advantage.
Oh yeah, do I, because of the you know what?
You know what?
Yeah, you know what? I will give it to you with advantage.
Okay.
Because of the you know what.
I need that advantage.
As though we try to keep things from the people watching this show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I rolled a 7 and then a 1. So
Buddy.
for
So
insight,
both are
that's
great.
12.
12. Yeah, no, as far as you're concerned, they both are just equally concerned.
And the second one said meet them at their father's house and be stealthy.
Yep.
Okay. Hearing all that, I'm just gonna look up at the group and be like, curiosity just got back to me. I need to go meet with them. And I need to go
Take
alone.
mittens.
No. And
Mittens flies at you. Talons
Can I-
first.
can I do this? Can I do that, like parry the cat?
Parry.
Yeah.
The worst thing is, Mittens was nowhere near me, so Mittens was just like, yes, must go. Superman pose.
Bellathor says, take Mittens, and Mittens like, yes.
No.
Yes, Tasha, take Mittens.
That cat doesn't get away from me, I will kick it. No, but I hate that I have to play a cat hater as a cat lover.
There's a part of it that just brings you great dismay.
Part of it makes me think that I'm talking about my own cat. So yeah,
This is a traumatic experience. I understand.
I need to go. Get some rooms. And I take out like 1 gold because rooms don't really cost that much, and just hand it over. Get some rooms. I will go find Curiosity, figure out what's going on, and I'll be back.
Do you just absolutely need to go alone? Because I gotta say, I'm not liking this whole let's just split off one at a time kind of thing. I feel like that's a good situation in which, people can be captured and whatnot.
Can I make a quick announcement for the audience at home?
Absolutely.
See, this here is Mittens. This here is Curiosity, and they love each
True love.
Mittens loves so few people.
I don't know what's going on, and I don't know what happened. But
And that's why
Curiosity is-
we all need to go.
But I've been asked to go quietly. If we all go, we're gonna make a lot of noise. I'm gonna go check it out.
Well,
Who is? I've got a question for the group. Who is maintaining the binds on that thief that you decided to catch?
I'm still kind of next to him. I'm not actively checking him.
No,
but...
I didn't expect that you were holding the rope or whatever, but I meant more specifically who's over watching the guy and not pushing him off into a corner and then going off to have a drink.
You're at the bar, Joron.
Yeah,
did
they're
say you
in
were
the
going
middle
to
of the room.
The bar is in the middle of the room.
No, they are in the middle of the room because all of the guards were tied together with one rope, like in cartoons.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what I told you last time. So that's how it
Yeah,
is.
no, I mean they're bound, but they're not in the middle of the room. The middle of the room is the bar. They were all seated over on the left-hand side of the bar. So I assume that you kept them over where they were and just sort of bound them all together
Yeah,
there.
in that case, I'm closer to them. I'm not at them, but I'm close and looking at them.
Okay, great. I would like to know you and Carrick, you, since you both declared you were over in that general area, what's your passive perception?
Don't ask them. It's ridiculous.
23.
23?
Yeah, I have observant.
How
observant.
how do you count passive perception?
Passive perception, it's 10 plus your wisdom mod, or 10 plus perception, whichever is higher.
16.
16? Okay.
Did you have observant?
No, Carrick does.
Yeah.
No.
I have observant.
Did Sharon have one?
No, perception 21.
21.
There we go.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so you are both like dead on it. Two of the guards are whispering back and forth to the one thief you got quietly.
I can read lips.
Well, first of all,
Okay.
let me finish the damn description, sir.
Okay.
You can plainly hear the words tunnel and secret, but not necessarily next to one another in the sentence. Your lip reading skills have paid off grandly, though, as you watch the two of them. You can't see the lips of the first guard, but you see the response from the thief that says, "There's no way they'll ever find the tunnel. All they have to do is go out in the streets, and our men will ping them down in moments."
In that time, I walk over and I use my middle finger and flick one of the guy's ear lobe.
Okay.
Hush.
Your finger being about as big around as like a candy bar.
Yeah.
Ah!
Do you want to know my strength?
I don't even care. It was horrible. Like this guy is now
21.
Oh.
I know how big your fingers are, Joran.
Do the two of you want to share with the class what you were talking about?
Oh, please don't do school talk. I founded the school. Please don't do school talk.
I just look at Bellathor and then stare at the two.
What started as Bellathor just giving you insight on all the things that he's seen has now sort of become like Grandpa Bela telling you all the stories of the life he's led before you came along. You think it's great that you have a horse. I invented horses.
I did. I mean,
Before, all we had were giraffes. I had to size them down.
Yeah, Bellathor domesticated.
all we had
the
was
horse.
zebras. I had to paint it. Paint them all over.
Had to crossbreed so many zebras to get one that was flat white and one that was flat black.
The paint, painting it really worked with breathing.
Right. The general look about them is the guards that are conscious at this point are a little intimidated.
Good.
Aside from the one who is now screaming his head off. The thief, though, looks less intimidated and more indignant. Like, the look on his face is literally just saying, fuck you.
I
Okay,
do
so-
not like the look on your face.
I
Do
gotta
I
agree
see
with
this
my
look on
friend here.
his
He's
face?
you're kind of being, kind of mean.
Do I see the look on his face?
I'm sure.
Excellent. I will have Mitten spray him.
Oh.
Awesome. So Mittens runs over and jumps up on his lap, and yeah, okay. So the worst intimidation tactic ever, as the reaction from this thief is one of he would scream, but it would just get in his mouth.
Oh, wait, I think you have to do this. And I take my fingers and I open his mouth.
Ah.
This is the worst waterboarding technique.
Give it up for our knight who, respects the ideals of chivalry.
Right.
To be
Well.
fair, both Bellafor and Charon are knights.
That's true.
Congrats to the lawful side of the table.
Bellafor may have been lawful at some point, but that was long ago.
That's
Mhm.
just a suggestion, is what that is.
Seeing all this happening, I'm just gonna look at them and be like, just shake my head like, what the hell kind of good is this doing us right now?
I agree with Tosha here.
He can't speak with his mouth closed.
All right, how does that help us do anything good for Curiosity or anyone else?
Press the digitation, the spray off of him. Because I don't want to smell that either.
How does you walking away alone help Curiosity?
Here's how it helps. They just were talking about a secret tunnel, and then if any of us go outside, we'll all get picked up.
Thank you, Carrick. Thank you.
You want to just go ahead and show us where that secret tunnel is?
I look at the thief.
Do you still have your fingers in his mouth?
I take it out.
He very well can't. He spits because while you may have prestidigitated all of the cat urine off of him, he is now thoroughly
It was at this
disgusted.
moment that he knew. He fucked up.
You have about as much chance of me telling you where the tunnel is as much as I'm going to help you get there.
Oh, so yeah, here's the thing though, is we're kind of in a rush for time here, and I don't normally to threaten people, but I mean, you know, we could send you. You're kind of seeming like you're just gonna be, you know, a problem no matter what we do with you. So I suggest cooperation, just so I don't have to like put you in some kind of prison dimension or anything like that.
Oh, you're gonna lock me up?
Yeah, in a demi-plane where no one can find you forever.
That would be a joy compared to what they'll do to me if I reveal things to you.
Okay, so
If you
maybe we put you on the demi-plane, and we just kind of keep you safe there for a while, so you don't have to worry about any of this stuff.
Make a persuasion check.
All right. Okay, 24.
He looks at you really hard for a minute. Let's say I was willing to cooperate. Let's say I was able to lead you exactly where you need to go. What kind of guarantee would that give me that you wouldn't sell me out the moment you got a chance to?
Well, you know, I don't know kind of don't really have any guarantees on it. All I can just say is, you know, we're looking to you know, kind of end corruption in this, you know, general area and kind of the kingdom and whatnot. We're not liking the system that's going on here. And so it is our eventual goal to make sure that these people are out of power. And so having someone who can help us with information on these groups and whatnot would be useful to us. I don't see any reason why we would want, if you're cooperating with us, I don't see why we would want to, you know, cause any harm to you.
All right. If you can get me out of the city, I will give you everything you need.
Do you want to stay on this plane of existence, though? You don't want to go to a different plane of existence?
I don't care how you get me there. But the moment that I decide to give anything up to you, all of these hooligans around me, they're going to immediately go and turn me in for the money.
Gotcha. So I'm just going to kind of look at it. So none of you guys are interested in the kind of, you know, deals we're making right now.
Those that are awake are pretty firmly against you. Those
Okay.
that are still unconscious really couldn't vote if they wanted to.
So, like, if these guys were never seen from again, what if we put them in the prison dimension? Then, it's just your own word.
Like, roar of yelling from those soldiers that are like, whoa, 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 no, 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 no. And the thief goes, yeah, that sounds just fine to me.
So would you still want to get out of the city in that instance, or are we just or are we doing both?
If you could take care of them, then I can get out on my own.
All right, neat. I just go over to a wall and I can't cast a demi-plane.
Okay.
And yeah, open up the door and go, all right, everybody in. Just real quick.
They're all tied to chairs, so is Joran just gonna start chucking
I pick
soldiers into the...
I pick one up with the chair.
Uh-huh.
This might be slightly uncomfortable. The travel might cause nausea. If you have any issues, please direct them to our headquarters. Goodbye.
They are all tied with the same rope.
Yeah.
So I assume if you hurl one of them, the rest of them will continue to follow.
I kind of pull all of them.
Just push them all in
Yeah.
in file. Yeah, and the last one on the lead is
Safe
the
travels.
thief. So are you going to cut him free of it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
See you never.
You now are in possession of one thief.
All right. Just kind of guarding the door. Hey, just everyone, if you could just throw some food in here for these guys. I don't want them to starve to death or anything like that. So,
I motion over Amy.
The barkeep leans down beneath the bar top and pulls up 3 small containers. One of them that's filled with stale pretzels. One of them that is filled with dead rats that they've caught from the traps, and one of them that's a spittoon that is very nasty. You can have all of this. We don't need it anymore.
I'll definitely take the pretzels and dead rats and put those in there. Just give a little firebolt into the dead rats. Give them a quick little cooking.
Roasted
Cooked
rat.
shit is still shit.
I put some candy in there, donuts.
Awesome.
Your bag of holding filled with candy. I forgot about that.
I take one Bielefeld hat from my bag of holding and throw it in there as well.
Right, just in case they forget who it was that came and bested them in combat.
I mean, I did do anything.
I'll just gather
It's
up.
just to give them a little spirit,
I'll just chunk about half my trail ration, so I only got enough for about a week now. But
All right.
I
You're
have
actually
a question.
being quite kind to these guys.
I take out the wooden coin that I got from the pub or inn or tavern or whatever that was.
Okay.
I scream, no, not scream, I yell to them, "This is going to keep you safe," and I throw it through the
what?
through
Now we
the
got
door.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
As it passes into the demiplane, the entire demiplane is erupted in golden light, and the door snaps shut. This is where you find out your DM likes to hide magic items places.
You. Oh.
We got the thief out already, right?
Yeah, you got him. You got
Okay,
him.
thank God.
Hey, DM. While Joran was slowly and carefully and cautiously pulling everyone into the doorway, with a pinch of her nose, Tasha's gonna go and look outside the windows to make sure that they're to make sure that the streets are clear if they are.
You give
Or
me a
if-
perception check.
Yeah, okay. No, screw that die.
Yeah, we don't need that one.
No, not at all. Perception, that would be a 16. Big ol' 1-6.
Yeah, things look pretty calm out there.
Yeah, great.
It's now about maybe 10 a.m. because you all rolled in when it was still just morning.
Okay.
It's overcast, so it's really dim, and there are very few people about. A couple of carts, hauling things from one side of the street to the other. You don't see any Thief Guild members, like none of the people in the red Bardic outfits, and you don't see any other guards from outside the window.
There's no one?
Nope.
That's worse. That's far worse.
Mike Knife Cat, the GM, fucking up there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure.
I'm gonna speak a quick activation word. I'm gonna speak a quick activation word and use sending to curiosity and say, just hang in there. I'm coming to you. The others are insistent on coming too, but just hang on.
You're now caught up, so you're on the same time scheme. You can respond if you want to.
They can't come with if they must. It is fine. Just. It is fine. I need to ask Carrick something anyway. It is fine. Let them come.
Are you okay?
No. No. I am not.
I'll be there.
I know.
Okay, turn around. Can we hurry this up, please?
Oh yeah, of course. So just kind of point the way to the secret tunnel, I guess. And also Silks. I don't know if you want to kind of stick with us for right now while we figure out what's going on.
Yes, definitely. I'm totally down for that. I don't think Silks would say totally down for that though. But
Yeah, they seem
Totes.
pretty hip, pretty cool.
No,
In with the kids.
that is literally the only part of the culture of those particular elves that we know of.
Super informal, big into memes.
it's how the Raven Queen speaks, so we all do it too.
The Raven Queen is a meme lord.
The Raven Queen or the Raving Queen?
You can.
Minor allusion to just do like emojis.
But yes, Silks would like to join and see what you're working on and see how she can or they can interact with that and make some changes and do some work.
Do. You have gained a new party member.
Achievement unlocked.
I would like to place her in the kind of. Okay. That's a joke. By the way, where's Strider?
Strider is parked outside of the city of Dvartholm.
Oh,
Because you
okay.
you transported here, so I would imagine the moment that Bellathor left, Strider began walking.
Probably at a higher pace than usual.
Oh yes,
So he's like luggage.
right. Well, yeah. Strider is just as much a living quarters and working office as he is a friend.
And luggage.
Yes.
So
Strider
luggage.
is Bellathor's version of Appa.
Aww.
Okay, so assuming that's 600 feet per second, how fast would it... I mean, 600 feet per minute. How fast would that be?
600 feet per minute. I don't know. I'd have to do some math on that, but we'll say that he can get there in about probably a 2-day travel. give or take.
I imagine Strider just walks into the city, like goes to Iggy. Iggy's like, okay, you get the dragon rail.
Right, exactly. All right, fantastic. You go untie me.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, untie him real quick.
All right. After you untie him, he goes and sort of takes a moment to rip the sigil of the Thieves Guild off of his arm and throw it on the ground. I can't fucking stand this city anymore anyway.
It does kind of seem like it's going in kind of a decline.
He walks behind the bar and kicks at the drain in the floor, and it gives way and collapses down a long tunnel. And you can hear it sort of ting 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 ting. Foof. Righto, in we go.
All right.
I follow first.
Yeah, I'll follow him.
He's going to go first and begin descending down into darkness.
I follow him first.
When he's kind of taken off, I want to do a quick insight, just to, I suspect he's helping us, but I just want to make sure. He's not wanting to double cross. Oh, nat 20 for
Hey!
32.
All right. Now, what exactly are you trying to insight? Are you?
Oh,
trying
I'm
to
sorry.
insight...
That's investigation. Nat 20 for, but yeah. Just his, I want to make sure he doesn't seem like he's leading us to a trap. There's no nefarious motive behind his helping us.
He doesn't seem as though what he's doing is nefarious. He definitely is doing it for himself.
Mm-hmm. As expected.
But it does not seem as though you are walking into a trap based generally off of his disposition and the way that
he's not nervous that he's going to get caught in the middle.
Right,
of
right. He doesn't have that look on his face like this is the way you go. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Almost rid of you.
Yeah.
I take out my shield as I go in behind him. I caress the shield and I say, "It's time to shine," and cast light on it.
Shine bright like a diamond. Awesome. So yeah, your shield erupts with glorious light in a 30-foot circle around you.
Cool.
Okay, so as you begin to descend into the tunnel, you see that this is, it is a tunnel meant for you to go down. I mean, there's steps that have been carved into the rock face, but it is also the drainage for a bar. So it smells putrid in here. It is not kind to the senses. You can see things that look like you should not be in here. It is essentially it's like a garbage disposal or something like that. It's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Billifur is going to carry Mittens and make Mittens smell like roses.
Oh, great. And Mittens is going to sort of cuddle underneath Belethor's beard so that that smell is just wafting through the beard. The tunnel itself is kind of like grimy and nasty looking, but it's about a 60-foot descent into the tunnel until you get down to the ground floor. And once you reach the floor, you realize that you were in sort of a subterranean sewer system for the city. It looks like it hasn't been used, at least not actively, in quite a long time. It's almost completely bone dry. And the only life you see around here are the odd rat or bug. As you reach the bottom, though, and sort of fan out so you can all make room underneath the ladder, the thief is down there and is in the midst of trying to get his bearings as to exactly where you are in the tunnels. All right, from here it's south will take us out of town. North is going to take us further up. Where are you trying to get to?
Whereabouts is the house exactly?
It's on the north side of town. It's near the old market.
Okay. We're trying to head further north.
Yes. That's me. That's right. We have visitors. This is Dungeons and Dragons. That's what this is. Mhm. So, yes, the area that you're heading to is north.
We are heading north.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna cast Arcane Eye as my feature. So nothing expended with it. And I'm just gonna, while I know the thief is going ahead, I'm gonna make the eye go further than him. Just to make sure that, he's not leading us anywhere. Because I don't know that he's not being weird.
I don't know.
Huh.
Ew.
No, the
I've
eye
lost
doesn't do
all
anything.
faith.
I'm sorry, were you checking on the thief again?
No, I was saying,
I was escorting people to go watch cartoons.
Oh.
I am going to be using Arcane Eye to go ahead of the thief. Even though he's going in front of us, I just want to make sure that he's not leading us anywhere fucked up, or that there's nothing ahead of him, our guide. I just
Right.
want to be 2 steps ahead of the situation, quite literally. More than 2 steps, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least 3.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, as you move... Anyway, so yeah, as you move through the tunnel, you find that it is littered here and there with scraps of debris, some odds and ends that look like they are valuable to someone, but not necessarily monetarily valuable. And I would like you to make a perception check.
Everybody?
Sure.
Oh,
Everybody that can see, everybody that's within 30 feet of Joron.
Natural 20.
Wait, should I roll for the eye as well? I don't know what the eye would have. That would be me, basically.
That would be you.
So I have 31.
Woo!
Nice.
24.
Nice.
Natural
Scrub.
1.
Natural 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Natural 5, so that's 11.
11. Okay.
What do my furbolg's eyes see, Mike?
My elf eyes see nothing.
Are they taking them to the Isengard?
No, but what you see is, so as you're moving down this corridor, anyone that got a 25 plus would pick this up. There is a very odd sort of placement to the way that these tunnels work. And the reason why they are sort of constructed this way is because only the people that actively use these tunnel systems down here would be able to navigate them very well. They're actually constructed in such a way that there are shadows painted on walls in some places in order to give an optical illusion that you might just completely miss an area. There are some passageways that are cut at odd angles to make it look like it is a turn when it in fact is just a straight wall. Things of that nature. It's meant so that if you're moving through here, even with a light, it wouldn't aid you because you're casting shadows. It would cover everything up. You really have to know where you are. With your success as high as it was, as you're passing along, you find one of these cross streets. This main sort of thoroughfare that you're on right now is a long, sort of dusty, moldy stone sort of subterranean road with an arched ceiling that was quite obviously at one point a sewer system. This other cross road that you found, it is the floor of it is stoned in some sort of dark, maybe an onyx, something like that, something that's totally out of place. The walls are painted to show shadows that aren't there, and the ceiling is dotted in tiny gemstones that, when the light catches them, look like starlight. This is something odd. This is something different. This will take you in a direction different than where you were heading, but this is definitely something that shouldn't be ignored.
I take the thief by the shoulder and forcefully turn him around that he's facing me. What is this?
He looks over in the direction, immediately knowing what you're talking about, and then looks back at you confused, because it's not very often that this is something that anyone that isn't a guild member will pick up on. Well, it used to mean something once, but now it don't mean nothing no more. All this under here, it used to be where the Thieves Guild, where we belonged. And now, it's all rubbish. All these cross streets, they all lead to one big center. Take you right to the rat house.
Is something still there?
Not likely. Most of the folks in this part, they either joined or they're fucking dead at this. It don't work. They're trying to stand up to them, it don't work. He looks generally distraught.
Go on then. Lead the way. Not there where we were going.
He continues down the corridor.
And I kind of motion to Bellathor and like tell him about this so that he can write it down or something.
Bellathor's eidetic memory.
I mean, I do have a book floating next to me.
A book and a
Depend
pen.
on it. Yeah.
And Mittens is very observant.
Wait.
Mittens took the observant feat twice.
If you allow it, I'll take it.
I bet I'm not the first DM that allowed a familiar to take feats.
Probably not, no. But currently, Mittens would have a passive perception of 13, but if Mittens had a double observant, that would be 23. Yeah?
Quite the observant cat.
Yeah.
Did
Alright.
we all pick up on? Did we all see the tunnel after it was kind of pointed out? And...
No.
So it just looked like they were like looking at a
You're
wall
looking at
and
a
just
like
talking.
just a flat wall. It's
That's
like
a question
being in a
for later.
funhouse. You just plain don't see the corridor because of the mirrors.
I look at the rest of the party and say, "It's not here, all in here."
You have to see it with your heart.
I know I'm not there, but I've seen those before, haven't I?
Oh yes, yes.
With your heart.
And my eyeballs.
I don't know about that one, but I can certainly assure you, you have seen it with one of these. See? One of these.
Yep. Thank you.
Your heart. It's in your heart.
Your heart. So it is
Um,
possible you have seen it with one of these.
Hey, that's my arcane eye currently.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Floating out in front of you.
Making
Right.
the noise of the hypnotoad.
Exactly. Floating out in front of you, buzzing around.
But it is invisible, which is a good thing.
It's invisible. It's invisible. However, it's got that sort of predator style invisibility
Yeah,
where like the light bends around it just a little bit.
I love it.
Sort of like looking at ripples in a pond.
Do we go on?
Yeah, as you continue onward, I'm going to cut back over to Curiosity.
Hi.
Curie.
Yes, I am stealthing my way there.
Make a stealth check for me.
I won't bother going invisible because I know that at least one person around has like goggles of true seeing. So
I mean, they're not an extremely normal item. So you would imagine people that are escorting anyone to go and see Leon likely would have something to sort of aid themselves.
I'm just trying to think whether I'd bother casting invisibility first. It lasts an hour. I'm not. I'll go invisible. Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
it lasts an hour.
Okay, super.
So
Yeah, so
advantage
you are invisible.
and I will stealth. I am not going to just be invisible.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Being invisible, though, your stealth will give you, or you get advantage on your stealth.
Cool.
So roll it.
A natural 20 plus 18, so 38.
That's 3 natural 20s so far. Let's see if we can give one to everybody.
Yeah. Just a casual
Including me.
38. Yeah, just like along. You don't see me.
Right, John Cena this.
Yep. You don't see me.
Do 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 do.
But yeah, so I'm making my way to Gom's place.
Okay, great. So as you make your way through the city to the northern side, you end up running into the old district, like the old town part of town, that at this point has been sort of remade as a marketplace. The bazaar used to be in downtown in the center of town, but now it's completely gone and it's been stripped and has now been turned into essentially just a mockery of what it was before, where now it's used for public executions and things like that.
Cool.
This area of town is beleaguered. It is extremely what's the word? It is an extreme poverty, I guess is the best way to say.
Yeah.
It looks like the worst of situations. Most of the houses in this part of town, the windows are completely busted out, and have been sort of covered over in some cases with parchment or cloth, whatever people can find. There are boards that are covering storefronts. The few carts that remain around to sell produce and things like that are selling just rotten and horrible, quality items.
Yeah.
And you find your way to a sort of shadowy corner of the market, back behind these what used to look like fabulous homes, to a cottage that is decorated in bright green with yellow shutters and a big red door. However, now it is covered over in graffiti advertising the Thieves Guild, and a big board is tacked up in front of the front door that says no admittance, and it has the seal of the Thieves Guild across the front of it. This is Gomgallium's old home.
Is the door completely boarded shut, or is this tacked up on the door?
It's more like it's boarded over the trellis, like it's over
Okay.
it's on the boards that sort of hold up the door frame.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it would take very little from you to try and bypass that, though the
Yeah.
door is locked.
I got my thieves' tools with me. I'll use Mage Hand.
Okay.
As I imagine that my regular hands are still kind of shaky right now.
I mean, one of them's just fine. The other one is,
Not.
it's giving you the finger.
It has given the finger one last time.
28.
Oh, great. So yeah, you trip the tumblers and the door sort of creaks open. And for a split second, you think that everything's just super good, and then you see a blade that's looks almost like a very large cleaver, sort of shoots up from the floor to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then back down again, and you can hear it click back into place. It's
Is
almost
there
like a
way...
reverse guillotine.
Yeah. Is there a way for me to just bypass the trap, or would I have to disarm it to get past it?
Well, you've already tripped the trap by opening the door.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So you should be able to move through freely now.
Okay. I will keep an eye out for, any other booby traps, because I probably
Okay.
should have thought about that first. In my defense, some blood loss and very traumatic morning. I am probably not at my roguey best.
I imagine that is the moment when the trap goes off, even though it doesn't actually harm you. You're still standing there shaking your head, going, "Get in the game, Curi."
Yeah.
So as you pass through the doorway, are you going to close the door behind you?
Oh yeah.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, you close the door behind you, and you can hear a very serious snap as the spring falls back into place for the blade.
Right.
So you know full well that trap is there now.
Okay.
So if you're going back out this way, if you go through that door, it'll likely set off again.
Okay. Understood.
To the direct front, like directly past the doorway, is a stairway that goes up to the second floor, that has had many of its stairs broken. The left side, which was a small kitchen, has had all of its major appliances removed. There's no hearth anymore. It's been completely demolished. There were cabinetry there that held glasses and plates and things like that, totally destroyed and removed. And anything that was breakable is laying in a pile all over the floor. To the right was a sitting room with a large fireplace. And the last time you saw this, there were 2 high-backed chairs and a selection of small trophies, little, seemingly completely without any value, but held very much value to the person that had them. Just decorating the walls, all over, setting across all of the shelves. The place smelled firmly of incense, and now it smells more firmly of like rat excrement. Anything on the walls is gone. The two chairs lie crushed in the fireplace. The floor itself has been torn up. The carpet has been just removed, and on the wood floor below, there is a large spray painted symbol of the Thieves Guild logo. So, what are you going to do?
Well, my path began in that sitting room, so I guess I will go into there. And question: I tend to think of Thieves' Cant as being it can have a few different things. Actually, no. Because I always think of like you can do like a version of ASL in Thieves' Cant, or you can double speak, or you can write. And I was gonna do something in Thieves' Cant, but I think I'll do the sign for I'm here, and I'll say quietly in Infernal, I'm here as well.
The stillness around you is sort of overwhelming. While this place was cozy and quiet, it was never quite as quiet as it is now. You want to make an investigation check for me?
Yeah. I can do that. $32. Reliable talents. What do I want to do?
32. Okay.
32, yeah.
As you are sort of looking about and, moving things around with your feet, trying to get an idea of what is here and what is not here, you find beneath the rubble that was once the two high back chairs in this room, there is an amulet. Looks like it's made out of brass. It holds a red stone in the center of it.
Okay.
There's no chain anymore, but the bauble that held or that hung from the necklace it's still there.
I'll pick it up.
Okay. As you do, you hear a pop, and you hear the sort of distant sound of music, almost like calliope music. Imagine like a music box.
Yeah.
As it begins to sort of wind around in your hand, and you can see the jewel is slowly moving. And as it is, you hear little tines, almost the same sound you get of thieves' tools inside of a lock. Do, 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 do.
I keep hold of it.
You hear the same music now coming from upstairs.
I will go up. I'll use my I'll fly up so I can avoid the broken stairs, just like a couple of flaps of the wings, just to get my way up there.
Okay, great.
Keeping an eye out for traps. And...
Right. The trip up the stairs is a quick one. There's only 5 steps below, and then a sort of a platform, and then 5 steps up. The upstairs is about as bad as downstairs, except most of the furniture still remains. It looks as though the people that came through here and wrecked the place decided instead of taking things, they would just destroy everything.
Yeah.
But what you can see as soon as you reach the top landing is lights from one of the bedrooms.
I'll go towards it.
The door is closed. The knob has been completely removed, but there is a keyhole. You could probably use your thieves' tools to unlock it and move it. Even if it's unlocked, doing so would give you some sort of pressure.
Yeah.
Or you could just peer through it if you chose to do that. But the light is shining through the keyhole into the hallway.
I'll use my tools to get some purchase and open
Okay.
it.
Yeah, the door is locked, but only just barely. And as you slip your thieves' tools in, you can feel it immediately make purchase, and you can unlock the door and push it forward. As you do, the carpet in this room begins to make its way underneath the door, and you see the general difference between the burned and torn and disheveled landing of the outside hallway and the pristine, immaculate condition of the one in the room. As the door creaks open, and you find that this room looks as though it's completely untouched. There's a small wood-burning stove, not even just a full hearth, but like just a little stove. There's one bed and a chair and a desk. And there's a selection of children's toys over to the side next to a wash basin and a window that looks out on the city. And sitting on the bed is Gomgallium, holding the same amulet that you're holding.
Huh.
Hello, young one. You've traveled far, haven't you? I'm going to cut back to everyone else.
Mike!
Yep.
Sorry, Boo. I didn't know he was going to do that to you.
No!
Tosha immediately jealous.
No, Tosha immediately sad.
Tosha
No,
not mad,
no.
Tosha's sad.
Nairi
Tasha sad
immediately
beans.
sad. Tosha has no idea. Poor thing.
All right, so we're just walking down this tunnel.
Yeah, you're just walking down the tunnel, and as you get to the north side of town, the thief takes an immediate, abrupt stop. Something's not right.
Yeah, you stopped.
No, something's very not right.
What do you
There
mean?
should have been 2 patrols that we ran into by now.
Who would the patrols work for?
I'll give you 2 guesses. The first one don't count.
I have a question. What is the layout of where we are right now?
It is just a straight hallway back and forth.
I'm gonna send my eye just forward as much as it can go until it hits a dead end. There's no limit as to how far it can go from me. I'm just gonna see if there's anything up ahead.
No, it goes and goes and goes and goes and goes, and it continues until it reaches a 5-way path.
Okay.
So the government here, they actively patrol the tunnels down here.
They have been lately.
Okay.
They might be having lunch as far as we.
He seems a bit out of sorts, as though he's withholding something from you.
I mean, whatever time, you're kind of already in it here, friend.
I'm not afraid of telling you. I just don't want you thinking that This was my plan.
You think that there's something wrong, that something's about to happen.
I do.
So trap. You're thinking it's a trap. Then.
I'm gonna summon my sword in my hand.
I'm thinking that if I was going to trap you, this is how I'd do it.
Lead us down a dark path, then stop suddenly and be all cryptic and stuff.
I'm gonna move the eye the other way now, the opposite way, the way we just came.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna take it back that way and make sure that no one's creeping up on us from behind.
All right. You take it back down the way you came.
Yeah.
From that direction, it goes back about 250, maybe 300 feet before it reaches and displays to you a about 10-foot tall, 480-ish pound flesh golem that is lumbering its way towards you.
Everyone, run. Just run.
Acid
now.
is spilling from its mouth. You can see that there are others behind it. Not other flesh golems, but other people behind it that are letting the flesh golem take the lead.
I'm going to take a bead and leave it on the ground.
Okay.
Can any of you crash a tunnel? Any of you?
How far back? So I assume there's people behind us then, based on your.
Something's coming.
Yeah,
We need to crash a tunnel and run.
About how far back? Like if their pace that you're seeing them, like keep
They're
moving
getting
forward.
closer by the second.
While we're moving, we
Let's
can walk
go
and
and
talk.
don't worry about it. Taking
Yeah,
care
well-
of it. Let's go.
Just while we're walking, like how long will it take them to catch up to us?
Could I gauge that at all?
At the speed that golem is moving, they'd probably be on you within 30 minutes, maybe an hour tops.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's no problem.
They're moving slowly. Like, they're not moving fast. It's that they're inevitable. It's that they're coming.
All right. So if we just want to
Can
take
I
a minute,
retcon that then? Because I was assuming they were moving fast.
What?
Can I?
Work on the bead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because I was assuming they were coming fast.
Oh, no.
I thought they would be right on it.
Flesh golems are generally slow movers because they're made out of
Mhm.
discarded parts.
Fair enough.
Oh.
so yeah, so it's described to us what's coming after us.
I assume, Tasha?
Okay.
Yeah. If I realize we have time for that, then yeah, I describe it.
All right. So I'll take about a minute to cast Conjure Elemental,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use my. And I'm gonna conjure an invisible strangler.
Ooh.
And just go. Oh yeah. So
Ew.
there's a bunch of just like ignore the big flesh golem guy because I don't think you can strangle him. But just go ahead and just kill everyone else back there if you wouldn't mind for us real quick.
Oh, yeah, totally. I'm right on that, don't you know?
What the Canadians say.
Yeah, don't piss them off.
His invisible strangler is yet again, that predator-esque invisibility. And you can actually plainly see this, like, really huge, semi-invisible grin. Yeah, I got it, don't you know? It's just right there. I got it.
And a big
Oh yeah,
furry
much
hat.
appreciated.
And just sort of disappears like a wave of near invisibility.
The fuck just happened?
Oh, I just sent like an elemental assassin to kind of take care of some of that for us.
That's
So that
Billy.
That should slow him down a little bit.
Really? Okay, I'll
Okay.
mark that down.
We should
I mean,
keep moving.
I marked it down. I just keep having my mage hand hold the book while the pen just goes.
Now, the place that you're heading, is still some ways ahead. But you have been traveling far enough. Tasha, at this point, you should know you've been traveling far enough north that you are getting very close.
Okay. Looking around and sort of talking to the thief, I say, we should start thinking about heading upwards pretty soon. I think we're almost there.
The next safe depot will be about 100 feet that way.
Well, in that case, let's run.
Do we need
All
to
right.
run?
Knowing now what's behind us, I'm sending the eye back forward again, just to be fucking sure.
Okay. So are you sending it to where you're going, or are you sending it beyond that?
Where we're going until I see an exit of sorts.
Okay. So once you're within 30 feet of it, you'd be able to see it because of Drone's light.
It can see 30 feet in dark vision. It has dark vision for 30 feet.
No, I know it does. What I asked
okay.
you is that are you going to take the eye and move it to where you're going, or are you going to move it beyond that? Because you're heading where you're going. I'm asking you if you're just going to move your eye to there and then leave it there.
Yeah, I just wanted to go forward, so just to be sure that nothing's waiting for us there.
Okay, yeah, no. By the time it gets to where you're heading, the next exit point, no, that is totally unguarded and completely open to you.
Okay.
Can I cast command on it?
Command on what?
On the flesh golem?
You'd have to get within range. It's like 650 feet from you.
Ooh, wow, that's far.
Yeah, it's way back. Like it's way back there.
I start pushing the thief to move.
Oh, he's moving. Like he's at a jogging pace right now.
Cool. I follow.
Yeah.
As you reach the tunnel heading upwards, the ladder that would go up, he stops and begins to wave you on.
I move in.
You're gonna go up?
Yep.
Okay.
Would casting Misty Step do any good?
Misty Step would help as far as to prevent people from being able to see where you were going.
Well, I just mean since it's so far away, would it even matter if I did Misty Step, or should I just run like naturally?
That's your decision. It's your decision as to whether or not that would help. It's so far away at this point that it can't see you. You essentially, at this point, everyone is assuming it's coming for you.
Mm-hmm. It's more of a precaution to move fast and forward. That's why.
Yeah, we're just running away. I sent the invisible strangler just to take care of some of the guards, hopefully, and delay them further.
Okay.
Does the invisible strangler know a sleeping cold?
At this point, yes.
Probably not.
So at this point, Joran's the only one that's gone up. Is anyone else going up?
I'm going up too.
I'm going to ask the thief if he's coming with us, or is he taking leave now?
No, I'll come up as well as soon as I know that everyone else is safe.
Or you mean as soon as you know it's safe up there?
I just so you know, because I'm going to lock this. I'm going to magically lock this exit after we're through.
Oh, don't worry.
Okay. So yeah, I'll go up.
Was that before or after we started going up?
What?
The conversation.
You declared you were going up before the conversation happened.
Okay, good to know. I just wanted to know timing. Okay.
Yeah.
Benifer goes up as well.
Okay. And Silks as well. Okay. So all of you head up. Joran, you're the first up. Yep. You are now underneath what looks to be a really large grate, almost like a manhole cover. Can you make an athletics check for me to move it?
Can I?
Can you?
Can I?
Oh, that's a 30.
Athletics?
War flashbacks.
26.
26. Yeah, it's been welded on, so that it can't be moved again. But you're 26. You're able to pop the welding right off. So you don't just move the manhole cover, but you also move bits of the masonry that was around it.
Oh, someone might have left a small box on this.
As you push it off and come up, you are now inside of a bathhouse.
I use my shield to look around.
The place looks as though it's empty, but the tile on the floor and on the walls and on the ceiling sort of betrays it to you as being some sort of a communal bathhouse. The cobwebs are a dead giveaway as to how long it's been since somebody's been through here. But
I test the water.
oh, you mean the water inside of the pool?
Yeah.
It is warm. The whole place smells like lilac and jasmine. It smells like extremely valuable incense in here.
It's warm.
I don't think we have the time for a bath right now.
Yeah, as Silks, you get through the opening at the top. The thief comes up behind you.
Like comes up behind me.
Yeah, well, I mean, like he's coming up the tunnel, like up the manhole.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
He's the one bringing up the lead. And as he reaches the top of it, he looks back down and looks across at you and goes, "I didn't think we'd have survived that."
Well, I'm glad that you had some foresight into what we were doing before we did it.
That place isn't very much used anymore, but there's usually at least one or two guards about. It's highly unlikely that it'd be as quiet as it was.
So, do you have any idea about this monster and why it was
Not the foggiest.
interesting?
So yeah, as we close the gate, I'm just gonna take out a little gold dust and cast Arcane Lock on the gate, and I'll designate the group here so that they can open it.
All right. As you cast the arcane lock on the grate, you hear a thunk as though a vault door closed.
That's great.
Why?
Joran, you're over by the water. Make a perception check.
God.
Don't applaud that, please. Andres, don't encourage him more.
Perception.
Yes.
22.
You see at the far side of the room that there is someone gathering water from what looks like it was like a fountain. Someone dressed all in white robes with sort of purple inlay, lots of accents on it of purple and gold. Looks across at you. You can't even see the face for the hood, and then immediately breaks for the door. And
oh, hello there. Sorry if we're trespassing. We didn't mean. Okay, bye.
Do we see the person?
No, the only person who saw it was Joran.
There was a person.
You can plainly hear Joran, though, both greeting and then saying goodbye.
Who the hell are you
Guess
talking
who
to?
does not have whole person prepared? That's me. I don't have it prepared.
There was a person.
A person.
In white robes and bluish accents.
Does
Do I-
anybody want to make a religion check?
Sure.
Can I make a history check?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
could
allow it.
I take it on the history as well?
I can try religion.
What's?
I can try religion since I'm a paladin.
Yeah, absolutely.
25.
19.
19, 25.
17, but that's a natural one, so I don't think it counts.
I got a 17 as well.
Okay.
9.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Religion, not Carrick's specialty, then.
No, the only person in the group that actually made the roll is Joran.
And Tosha.
Wait.
Tosha
No,
rolled like 25.
Because Tasha rolled history and not religion. The DC for history is different than the one for religion.
Oh. Okay. Oh DM, my DM. What do I know?
You know that the robes that that person was wearing were identical to ones that you've seen worn by clerics and priests of the Myriad.
Those robes.
Motherfucker.
Those robes they were wearing were identical to the robes that I've seen wearing people, clerics and priests of the Myriad.
You specifically recognize them as the robes that were being worn by a similar looking person that was there the day that you saved those nobles from Pharaoh Pax. The person that saved you from the onslaught of the pirates.
I start sprinting after them.
If Joran is trying to capture this person, or like go after this person, I'm gonna cast Dimension Door to try and head that direction.
Okay.
Maybe like I don't know how far, but just some distance ahead to sort of try and land ahead of that person.
From where you're at to the other side of the room is about 100 feet. But you can't see the person anymore. They're on the other side of a door and gone.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
Like
And
you
I
could
wouldn't
dimension
know.
door. You could dimension door, but being that you don't know what's on the other side of that door, you could
Yeah.
dimension door yourself into a wall.
Yeah, I don't wanna risk that.
I do like the idea though that Joran was in the middle of explaining in true slow Joran speak as he sprinted across the room.
Yeah, you can see him explaining,
Boom!
then his eyes go wide, click, and immediately takes off.
Yeah, it's like the cow that slowly but surely realized there was a coyote in the pen. Oh yeah, hey, what are you doing here? Hey, what are you doing here?
I can run 80 feet in one turn.
You can run 80 feet. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you blast across the room and through the door.
I'll follow on my bro. It's the only way I can keep up.
Joran, how tall are you?
7 feet and something.
Okay, and how much do you weigh?
I have no fucking idea.
Give me a number.
Oh, I have it here. 280 pounds. And I'm 8 feet high, not 7.
8 feet tall and then like 280 pounds?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Pretty
Okay, so
terrible.
this door
Who's
was
seeing them?
generally not like created for someone of your size. And as you blow through it, you literally just knock the door off its hinges and send it sailing in front of you. I'm gonna give you a bonus roll if you can make this. It'll be awesome. Make an acrobatics check for me.
Oh, I want you to do it. Please.
Please make this.
This is all flavor. I mean, otherwise he's still
Nope.
moving. But
Nope.
Wait,
Nope.
wait. What was it? Athletics?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
acrobatics. 2.
Buddy. Buddy.
Did you roll a nat
Oh
one?
No, a nat 2.
Gotcha.
I have
You
plus
have no
0.
dex?
Yeah.
no.
He has heavy armor.
Okay, so yeah, you bust through the door, and the door sails off along the floor in front of you, and sort of clunks itself up against a wall so that it's just a flat plane for you to run across. You can see that person that you saw, just the hint of their robes, disappear out of another door on the other side of this room that is an additional 100 feet away.
Mia! I yell out the name like 3 times.
Yeah, there's no response.
I keep running, sprinting, just... Yeah.
Okay, so who's following Carrick? I heard you say that you're getting on your broom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm following.
Who else? Anybody else? Anybody carrying?
I'm running
Bit of a
after,
referral as
but
well.
not at full speed.
So you're like just sort of jogging along, like, hey, wait a minute.
Like, I'm not dashing, but I'm running after.
I beg to differ. I think Tasha is very dashing.
Bellathor obviously is always dashing.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
That's how he stays ahead of himself.
In fact, I'm not sure actually.
Oh fuck. Okay.
No, Bellathor wants to see this show go down, so he's gonna haste himself.
If I
Okay.
see them again and they are 60 feet away from me, I'm going to cast Whole Person.
Okay.
So Bellathor is literally just running 180 feet per 6 seconds.
Awesome. So
30 feet per second, so just going past, running past.
What you see is Bellathor just bolt across the room, his beard flapping up in his face on either side, Mittens holding on underneath as tail flops behind. Book behind Bellathor, moving at the same speed, pen trying to write as they go. Whoosh! Through the door, and then past Joran, and then out the other side. Bellathor, you are the first one into this room. This room is unlike the rest of the bathhouse that you've been through. This room, it looks as though there must have been an earthquake here at some point after the place had shut down. This whole area is like sunken into a cave, and it's covered in gemstone. You can plainly see as you enter into here that the person in the white is gone, vanished, totally disappeared.
I would like to give the room a quick look around.
Yeah, you look around the room, and while it is impressive, there is nothing about it that seems like it is hiding anyone.
It's an odd way
I'm going
of
to
describing
detect
something.
magic.
Okay. Yeah, all of the crystals in here are magical.
I would like to make an Arcana check to see exactly what is going on in this room.
Okay.
That's a 30.
Okay. Are you? So it's just an Arcana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I did detect magic first, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, your detect magic would give you that the crystals are giving off a sort of a magical aura, and specifically the magic that is within them is conjuration.
And if Arcana?
And your Arcana check, these crystals, they look like much larger versions of the ones that they used to use as sort of a light source within the old Elven city. Now, what you can recall about that, about your home city, is that they used to capture sort of minuscule elementals to light their homes. because there were hundreds and thousands of them out there. They're the ones responsible for the Northern Lights. These crystals themselves are giving off the same aura, like exactly the same. It's like somebody's been growing elementals.
Ooh. Okay.
And about that time is when Joran gets through the door. So Joran, you bust
they were
into
gone
the
when I was
door,
here.
expecting to see somebody in white robes that you have lost long before. And instead you see Bellathor looking very intently at these crystals.
You are fast. Where are they?
They weren't
And
here when I got here.
Mittens jumps off of Bellathor and onto Joran's shoulders. And begins to just complain about Bellathor's running. As cats tend to do.
Can I look around?
Does Mittens talk?
Mittens can't talk words, but Mittens can complain like a cat does.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you can take a look around.
Okay.
I'm going to identify as a ritual.
Okay.
My perception is 26.
Okay. Yeah, the room, it's exactly as I described it before. There's no sign of them. There's a big pool of water in the center of the room that looks like it's just sort of coalesced here. And then all the walls and the floor are made out of rock. And the walls and ceiling are covered in these crystals. Each one of them looks like they're about the same size as a medium-sized creature.
I throw my shield into the pool.
Okay. Your shield begins to sink into the pool.
I walk over to the pool and take the shield out.
Okay. You pull the shield out, and first of all, it is wet, and secondly, it is like ice cold. Like ice cold. Like the last time you felt this kind of cold, it was like back when you were in the Dragon City.
I touch the pool.
It is frigid cold.
I reach out to the bottom of the pool.
You can't reach the bottom from up here. It goes very deep. I'm going to cut back over to Curiosity.
Oh.
I will approach.
As you enter the room, the door closes behind you.
Okay.
You hear the same sort of melodic music playing from both of your amulets in sync.
I sort of look at the one in my uninjured hand. It's a good trick. What is it?
Something I picked up overseas.
I have been overseas too. It's the last time we spoke. In a long time.
No doubt if you're here, then I'm not there.
No. You were murdered.
Life has a funny way of ending when you don't want it to.
I suppose that's true. What is this exactly? Is this a memory of you? Is this an impression of you? You feel like you.
Oh, it's me. I assure you.
I'm still going to insight check.
Okay. I mean, insight checking a thief is sort of,
It's more to like not just like what he's saying, but to try and get a feel for what's happening. If this is illusion magic, if I've like gone to trying to get a read of the whole environment, not just
Certainly.
his words.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dirty 20. Because it's fun to say that.
I was muted. I was saying thank Nico for introducing that to us.
Yeah. I have heard it since by other people, but it was definitely us.
It's one of those things where once you hear about it, you start picking it up everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? 30-20?
It's when you get a 20 total, not a natural. Yeah.
Okay.
I
It's
just like
something
an
that occurs that it happens so often, like unnatural 20s. It's weird. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun to be dirty.
Yeah. Naughty 20.
Saucy 20.
Naughty. Naughty 20.
Randy 20.
Sorry.
It's okay.
This is what happens when her nap ends early.
Ah,
Yeah, so you got a dirty 20.
a dirty 20. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah, he seems genuine. In fact, everything in this place seems genuine. You chance to look outside the window, and the city itself looks exactly as you remember it the day you came to visit him the first time.
Okay. I don't know enough about magic to suss out exactly what this is. So I am not going to try.
What brought you here?
Somebody told me I would find answers. Help.
Answers I might have, but I'm not sure how much help a dead man can be.
What can you tell me about Leon?
The look on his face is sort of one of bemused, sort of angst.
Good express of bemused angst. I like it. I like it a lot.
The things that I can say about him, he's ruthless, I can tell you that much. And power hungry. Definitely.
I noticed. Holding up my hand.
You notice your hand is healed.
Completely.
There's no sign of any type of damage to it.
Huh.
In fact, you appear that you are wearing the same clothes you wore the day that you came to visit.
Right. I am aware he is ruthless. And where I am from, he has your job. More so.
Well, good for him. It treated me poorly for every year I had it. But I had it, I suppose, to stop people like him from taking it. Did I ever tell you what I did before I became the master of coin of the city of Amalar?
No, we did not have much time to speak.
Allow me to enlighten you. Once upon a time, I was just a humble thief. I worked the streets. I garnered my own coin. And when the time come, I used that coin to go elsewhere. Because a city that knows that you're a thief is about as good as, well, a town guard that knows that you're a thief. I spent many years on the road, learning, embracing the things that were other people's, and not just their coin. I learned things about people. I learned where I belonged. When I came back to Amalar, I came back with the intent to destroy it from the inside. I had no love for this place. All it did for me was put me in chains, seal me away, forget about me, deny me food. No one here to love. But the people, they were kind. And the children, there were many. Corruption happens everywhere, especially when good people use power for their own gains. I could have ruled this place. I could have made it bend down and take the knee to me. No. No, instead I used my abilities in a different way. I chose to aid the people. I headed the Thieves Guild in Amalar for 72 years. I bet you wouldn't have guessed that just by looking at me.
No, you'll wear your age very well.
He looks like he's in his deep 40s.
Mm.
Bit of salt and pepper around the edges.
Does he look human? Like, not elven or anything like that?
He looks half elven.
Okay. So it's not out of the scope of possibility then. Cool.
Yeah, it's not like one of those where like, how the fuck did you do that?
Yeah, it's conceivable as a half elf, but that
Right.
would be fine. Okay.
I heard about a plot. I heard about a plot to take away all the things I had built. To destroy all the things I had made, all the people I had befriended, all the love that I had gained. And I knew that I had two choices. I could choose to defend myself, save my life, and perhaps live to see another day, do what I can to make this city move on to the next one. It was a good choice. I chose the other one, though. I chose instead to give up what I had and, in hope, save the future as well. No one force can stand against all evil. Do you still have it?
What?
Whatever it is you took.
I'm trying to remember what it is. Actually, I probably
ring.
do. Yeah, I took a ring.
Oh,
But I
which
can't.
one?
You,
Describe it.
There were two.
There were. I gave one to Tosha.
You gave a ring away. How unusual.
She is important to me. Important to you.
How interesting.
Right.
Well, all the things that I had known about, I knew that Tosha had no friends.
Well, she does now.
That's good. I hate to see people that are so sad with no one.
I tried to make her happy.
I'm sure you do just fine, child. My little gift. My little test. It was more than just what it seemed. It was more than just what it seemed.
Most things are.
Let me share something with you. And he stands and moves over to the window.
Mhm.
Look over there.
I'll look.
Out the window and across the center square, there's another cottage that looks identical to this one.
Okay.
That right there, I believe that could give you more than enough help. You'll have a devil of a time finding it, though.
Hmm. Okay.
You see, these windows here, he taps on them. They're made out of ether glass. They're what they use to make lenses of true seeing.
Oh.
I've paid very, very careful attention to hiding everything that my successor would need in plain sight. If Leon has taken over, I need you to do me one favor.
What can I do?
I need you to take it back for me. And that's where I'm going to end game.
Oh.
Fun.
Oh. Love a mystery. Not got anything else that I'm trying to fucking deal with right now. Oh.
Congratulations! You have unlocked a side quest.
One hell of a side quest.
Mm-hmm.
Just to remind the viewers, you are here.
Yes, yes. You are right there in our bony hearts.
It's not made
Tom,
of bone.
Tom, you are
you're
muted.
Heart is not made of bone.
Cool. Now I'm not.
Thanks.
No,
thanks.
Tom, you're still muted.
Thanks for
Thank
that,
you,
Mike.
everyone, for coming and watching this.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you, all of you, for
Bye-bye.
being here. I am so thankful that everyone could experience this in the most chaotic of situations. A possible light at the end of the tunnel that isn't just a flesh golem.
Mhm.
Until next time, I believe next week we're having our Clouds Over Sharn game.
Yeah.
And in 2 weeks, catch us back here to find out the devastating ending to what could happen in Amalar when you know what's going on.
Bye, guys.
As always,
Totally.
I have been Mike. I've been your GM. And is it Friday yet?